There we go. Okay. OBS reset my mic. Love when it does that. Here we go. Welcome, just getting set up. I am sad that I didn't catch that, but I'm not surprised. Setting up my test stream. There we go. Okay. Not gonna be a long stream. That's just, I think that's the theme of the month. We are going to be adding mob drops. That is our focus. If we add this, we're done. We've had a successful stream. I might also add I'll just add a stamina bar, and then it doesn't do anything, but it'll exist, and then we can stop there. I did some research. I've been looking into how we can fill these chests, and I'm not super finding a lot of helpful stuff, but there is a thing. If we click here, we click plus. Normally I've just been clicking Atlas, which is a palette of tiles made from a texture. We could instead do a scene collection, and then we can manually populate a scene, a chest, export a ton of variables, and then we can like add this scene in, and then when we start the game, if we create like an item here, or if we create a mechanism here, make it a chest, we give it an inventory component, and then we manually specify the inventory component, it'll automatically make that for us on creation. That's lame, but the alternative is even lamer. I haven't explored this very hard, so I don't know, like, there might be an easier, faster, better way. I just know that exists. The other way to do this, and this is not the way I'm going to do this, but if you're in the same situation as me, what you might do is you might create a new scene or a new helper. I'd like chest filler helper. And then here you note the position of where you have put this item. This is 13, -8 in the bottom left corner of the window, right over here. And then in your helper, you pass in those coordinates. You create a function where you pass in coordinates, and then it'll return the contents of an inventory, and then you can manually populate that item, or populate that chest with items. And then you call that function every time you load a mechanism, and then you just manually manage this code, this script. That's lame. If we want to have like 100 chests, we're going to have a massive script, and it's going to be basically impossible to manage. We do need to do something for these. And I had originally thought custom data layers. This seems perfect. We can just assign a custom data layer, say this is custom data 1, this is custom data 2. And then if I place 5 ladders, I can assign 1 to 1, the second one to 2, the third one to 3, the fourth one to 4, and the fifth one to 5, and then we can link them up that way. But the problem is that all tiles like this share. Where am I? What? How did I get to that? If I place a ladder here, a ladder here, a ladder here, all of these share the same custom data layer. There's no workaround. Again, we can add a scene, and then we can just pop in a ladder and then its corresponding pair, and then we can export all of the necessary variables that we need to. That's messy, but that's what we're going to have to do, because the alternative is creating a script and then just manually tracking every single exit and other exit, and that's gross, and I'm not doing that. So anyway, all that to say, I'm still doing research, but I've got a plan, and I may just like add that to this long term. Be able to add basic data to items, mechanisms, mobs. We need to do that before we can say that we've done stage 1. Okay. Mob drops. So this one, not hard. What we're going to do is we're going to go to our mob data. Let's add a new function on death. Do we have does the mob have an on death function already? It might. We might have done that. Yeah, it does right there. Before we call this, we should call mob data.onDeath. Hey, perfect. Self. Okay, and then now all we need to do is, did I save this? If I saved it, good. Then we go into each mob and we make this function real. I keep doing that. And then I think let's just only have the bats drop a health potion. Item dot, nope. Load, pass in the item scene. Dot instantiate loot dot item data equals load. Whoop. Health potion. There it is. Loot dot position equals mob dot position. Input. I need to spawn this. Dot mob spawner. No, item spawner. Dot spawn. How does this work? Item map. Okay, so spawn. Oh, okay, I see. So we're passing in the position, and then we're passing in the item data. We don't need to do the thing that we're doing. We're actually like overthinking this. Where is my? Freaking, I hate Godot sometimes, even though it's still amazing. Spawn. Mob dot position. this thing. That's it. That was all we had to do. That's all we have to do. Oh, input handler. Okay, if we call this function, we should be rewarded with a health potion when we kill the bats. Here we go. Crash. Cannot spawn function, or cannot call spawn an item spawner. Expected 1 argument. Oh, yeah, that's my bad. This is supposed to be an array. You know what? Hold on. Why don't we make these variables? And then we call the variables instead of, well, how's my multiplayer spawner getting called? Don't worry about it. Let's go back to the IBAT. We don't need to call this get node. Let's just call item spawner now. It's a little cleaner. Just a little though. We got a potion. It works. We're done. In stage 2, we're going to add gold or currency or something, and then have every mob drop a little. I think there's a world where instead of them just disappearing when they die, they actually turn into a corpse, and then the corpse is an inventory. And then, you know, you have to loot the inventory the same way that you loot a chest. I could do that, but that's a stage 2 thing for sure. That's not a stage 1. That's also going to be very easy because it's just a case of like, if you don't have an inventory component, create one, become this prop called a corpse. I guess don't create an inventory component. Create a prop. Create an inventory component. Fill it with the loot, and then add an event component that makes it decay over time. Of course, it don't last forever. Okay, whatever. We're done. Let's add this stamina bar next. That is just going to be a yellow or orange or not a green, maybe? Green bar below the health bar. Okay, so we should already have a hunger component. I don't particularly want to... I don't want to make a stamina component if it's just going to be an extension of the hunger component. This is where having more of a plan would have been smart. Because I don't have a plan for the stamina bar. It's from... I wrote this in as the previous doc I was working with used stamina, but that was an extraction looter. And stamina made more of a sense in that document. I don't know what purpose it would serve in this. I guess it would serve the purpose of like, we could use it to fuel temporary abilities. So like being able to sprint. I don't know. It could be the kind of thing to where it doesn't do anything on its own, but like if it's full, your attacks you're just a little bit better. Your attacks are a little better. Your defense is a little better. And if it's low, your attacks are a little worse and your defense is a little worse. And it's the kind of thing that like, I don't make hunger visible to the player, but if I make stamina visible to the player, that's kind of like a proxy for hunger. Yeah. Yeah. Is there any reason to bake that into the hunger component, though? Not really. It kind of should be a separate component. Okay, I'll just make it a separate component. That's fine. Yeah. And then I should update this to also recharge mana. I should do that now. Let me just do that now. Actually, before I proceed. Parent magic component. Just skip some letters. It's fine. We still got there in the end. Object handler. Oh, no. What am I doing? I'm spacing out is what I'm doing. This is still a physics process? Oh, we never updated this to be an event. Ooh. Let's do that. Because this only needs to update like every second. It doesn't need to upgrade every frame. We can go ahead and grab an event component. Slap it in there. Let's go ahead and stick that in there. The event component registers itself, right? I don't need to register. Yeah, it registers itself. Okay. We want to set the interval. And then event component dot start timer. There we go. And then instead of physics process, we just want to call event. Right? Parent.event. Yep. It does not take a delta, so we got to get rid of that. Oh, we have a hunger interval. Let's just use the hunger interval. Right? Okay, we don't need this. We don't need this. We don't need this time variable. Food level minus equals 1. If food level is greater than, we can make that minus 15 because it's 1 per second. If food level is greater than 0 and parent health component dot health is less than parent health component dot max health, get the HP diff, subtract it from the food, and then yeah. probably going to want to do if food level is greater than 0. HP for interval, MP for interval. Copying and pasting code. This is a function, right? Add MP. This isn't even the right thing. Is this a function, right? To add mana. Damn. I should alias that. Can I change that? We only call it here. Let's just call it add MP. Because we call this add HP. Yeah. Okay. Now, you know what we could do? Hold on, let's refactor this a little. Okay. So now this should generate our mana. What if we set the interval to 5 seconds? Or maybe like 2 seconds, because I want to see it. Oh no, what? Subtract mana. Oh, we are using this function. Damn it. Why didn't it show up in my search? Heal, 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 heal. Okay. The mana bar should fill pretty quickly. Oh. Invalid access property key health on a base project provide magic component. Frickin'. Yeah, okay, it's working. I do want to put the magic bar here. How do I do that? Because it's here somewhere. Health bar UI element. We got the health bar. What if we also had the magic bar? That's an insanely simple little piece of code. Why don't I just copy it? Let me check the magic component. Yeah, we've got a mana bar here. We are copying it, right? It's even copying the on health change. We didn't even change the name of that. Instead of on health change, maybe we can just call it on value change. Like what? When is this being called? Oh, that's where we connect it? Oh. Oh, that's painful. That's painful. I should be able to... First of all, this still works, right? It should work. Those are the only two changes. But, yeah. Let's go ahead and add a new bar on it. Another health bar. Oh no, what did I do? That's not correct. I want to add the health bar. Type health bar. Whatever. Mana bar. Can I... What the heck is that? Why is it wrong? Oh, I need to give it a texture. That's the problem. Can we modulate this? I would like this to be like a nice light blue. I think it's failing to modulate because it's already red. That's okay. This is a color for now. We need to hook this up. Where am I making that connection? It isn't here, right? Thought it was. Oh, it was in the player. Oh, that's even weirder. Do I not have that in the magic component? I don't have that signal. I don't have the signal on change. I copy and paste it and it's not working in my favor. What? No, it's right there on change. It's right there. What? No, it's there. Don't worry about it. Everything's fine. Flurp. All right, mana bar. This should give us a functional mana bar. Oh, that's not. This is the server. Oops. Oh, that drained all my mana? That doesn't seem right. problem is. Uh, 10. I thought it would have synchronized the full size of the bar. Oh, it still didn't work. Okay. What am I doing wrong? Let's go back here. I probably am setting the max and min, and I'm probably doing that in the player. Oh, I'm syncing it. That's what I'm missing. Yeah, that makes sense. I do have a function for syncing it, and I should just call that function. Easy. Okay. Heal. 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 Yeah, okay. We've demonstrated that we can add a bar to here. Let's add the stamina. First of all, stamina component. Does not need to be a 2D interface. It can just be a node. All right, and now let's attach a script, and we're just going to copy mana. We're going to copy the magic script. We're basically going to be the same thing, except instead of magic, it's going to be stamina. Sends node. Why does this need to be a node 2D? Oh, because there's some things. I will need a synchronizer. That's fine. Is there like a find replace? Yeah, there is. Mana. I don't want to do it everywhere. Can I just do it in this specific what does this do? Replace, no. All right, let me try. What? Refresh. All right. What the heck? I regret. I regret. What was this supposed to be? Oh, shoot. I know what the problem was. Replace. I didn't actually type stamina here, did I? What on earth? This is not the interface that I am clicking with. There we go. Okay. Got there in the end. That took way too much. All right. This can be SP. Let's go ahead and add the synchronizer. And I believe that in here we set mana and max mana. Yeah, okay, so we just none of that. Stamina. Max stamina. We don't need spawn, right? Why are these set to always? No, only on change. I'm not sure what the difference is, but this is synchronizing nothing. What is this? Oh, I must be setting it up in code. Sure, whatever. Oh no, this is a position component. Anyway, if I assign a stamina component, we should be able to take our player slap a stamina component on it. And I mean, technically this should just work, but we're not done. But just to verify that it works. Okay, yeah, the game is not crashed. We need to, we're not exporting this. Wait, I never defined this function. Why isn't it crashing? Why isn't it crashing? That's weird. Okay. Whoop. I don't know how we got this far, but where's my stamina component script? Oh, we don't have a script? What the heck did I attach? I mean, that explains why nothing crashed. Let's go here and check to make sure. Not in this client, but let's make sure that the player has a stamina component. There it is. You got a multiplayer synchronizer. I guess we could name it like stamina synchronizer. Oop, don't close that. Rename stamina. And then let's make a bar. Player should where are we specifying our mana? We should specify our how are we setting our mana? How does it know that the default is 10? I didn't do that. Or did I? Let me check. Oh, I did. Oh. Well, I shouldn't have removed that from here. Let me just re-add it then. $100. And then we will just have let's just have a process function whose job it is to lower the stamina. There. If the accumulator is equal to 10, accumulator okay. Let's just make it -10. And then let's go into the hunger component. Because we also need to track a stamina component. Okay, cool. That's it. Wait, we didn't add the bar. Actually, we did add the bar. It's just we didn't give it the thing that makes it a bar. Whoops. Okay, cool. Set the tint. It's 100% going to be yellow. How do you make yellow? Uh, dang it. Well, it's all placeholder anyway, so whatever. Okay, whatever. No, because that's just... make it green. Just make it green. That's fine. Jeez. We gotta go into the player and we gotta connect this stamina bar up and then we're good. Done. Okay, we should see the bar go down. Oh. Oops. We should see the bar go down. Why is our health full? It shouldn't be full. Should be at half. Wait a minute. Let's go to the player. What is going on here? Health component is 30. But don't we set the max to like 60 or something? Maybe we were doing that via exported variable. There we go. Okay. All right. We should see this bar go down. Yep. We can configure this every time we take an action, it goes down instead of it just going down via physics process. Right, and then it's refreshed via eating. So is everything refreshed via eating. This makes me think of Dungeon Master. I unintentionally reinvented Dungeon Master. I'm smart. I do want to play Dungeon Master very soon on stream. But one thing at a time. Done. Can we really quickly implement an experience and leveling system? Should that be a separate component or can that be part of the combat component? No, absolutely not part of the combat component. The thing is, if we make a leveling component, it needs to connect to other components. And that's... I just lost internet connection. There we go. Welcome back to me. Let's just create a leveling component, experience component. Calling them levels is bad. It's just bad because it can get confused with dungeon levels. Rank, skill, experience component. Let's just call it an experience component. Component, new component. Okay, I'm gonna rename this. And this is just gonna be a variable. Like, this is gonna be a very simple experience component for now, but it'll get very complicated later. Okay. Experience component. Let's take our stamina component and let's just copy the logic and rip out a lot of the stamina component. Let's rip out a lot of the existing whatever. Because this is not going to be a bar. It might be, it could be a bar, but we don't have a max experience, but we will have a level tier. Let's just call it level, because that's just convention. Our level. And then we'll have an experience. I don't need any of this. We don't need a progress bar at the moment. We don't need this. We don't need this. Let's get that registered. This one is unlikely to need much registering because only players should have experience components. Come on. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, let's go back. This function exists now. We don't have stamina. I don't even need any of this. We don't need this. I don't need this. It's just there. We're done. I lied. I do want this function. We don't need to subtract XP, but add XP. Okay. All we need to do at this point, let's set level equal to 1. Just for now. No, we should do that. We should do that in the player. All we need to do is call this add XP function every time a mob dies. We need to think about how we're going to assign XP. It could be, we could do something simple and just say every player that exists within 100 meters, get them all, give them XP. We could say every player within 100 meters, split the XP. I like splitting XP. Because that kind of balances a little for, like, if one player is playing versus if 4 players are playing. 4 players are going to have an advantage naturally. So giving an edge to 1 player. But that does also invite min-maxing. No, not worried about it. Don't worry about it. Just not the time to focus on it yet. Just get the basics in. Let's go to the player. Let's add the component that we just invented. That's right, we got a lot of components. We set our level to 1. Good. Now, mobs need to track their killer. Technically, they don't. We could just say, I'm a mob. When I'm dead, I'm going to create an area 2D at my location. That area 2D is going to get every player within 100, whatever. And then I'm going to assign my XP value divided up between those players. Every player that I find. We don't need to track who killed us in that case. For now, let's just say on death, we can assume that every mob has a XP value. Oh, that's not how you do that. Const XP. 25, I don't know. These are just arbitrary numbers. Everything's just arbitrary. Okay, mob on death, get all players and give them the XP. I don't have a function to get all players. Do I have that? Do I have that function? I might have that function actually. Oh, I do. Oh, good. Okay, so we can just get players. It's this player list. Assuming that it's kept up to date. For player. If mob data dot xp dot get xp. That's how we have to call that. And now this is actually a string. I can't believe that that's efficient. Take a string, map it to a property. I mean, it's only because strings are not efficient. Only because strings are not efficient. Anyway, I don't know why I just got stuck there for a second. Get xp. Okay, so we assume, okay, var xp equals mob data dot get dot xp. We can just call that. It'd be more efficient to do this. Okay, let's get object handler dot player list dot length, no size. By equals there a way to round up? No, we got to do that. We got to do this round robin style. I don't. Okay, so I don't want the remainder of the XP to be lost. So, and we can get the remainder by. Oh, geez. We can get the remainder by modulo, but modulo is not. How complicated do I want this to be? So. We can create an array of the players, references to the players, and then we can pick at random and dole out the remainder that way. This is the modulo, right? Okay, and then we object handler var players object handler dot player list dot duplicate. It's just a shallow duplicate. Shallow copy is returned, which is what we want. So I don't need this to be a thing. I just for player in no, actually I'm just kidding, because we do need to randomly choose from this. Is there a function for that? Pick random. There is. Excellent. All right. For I in range. Remainder. Players dot pick random dot This is giving me a player object, so I need to get node object handler dot get experience component. Can we just call this a player? Dot add XP. that's a scary function. Erase. You know what would be a better way to do this? It's just I just had a thought. Better way to do this. We don't need this variable. We can instead create a array of nums. Okay, so we have the player list. Okay, so range. That will give us an array of nums from 0 to 3, which is assuming we have 4 players. And then we pick a number at random. And then we remove that number. Is this... No, I had a thought, but it just escaped. Oh, wait, we can just shuffle the array. Why don't we just shuffle the array? Isn't that a thing? Yeah, it is. For I in range remainder. How do I get the index? Oh no, go back. Oh, I can just do the, what am I doing? No, there's a function though. There's a function. Get index int. Player nums. There we go. Dot. Okay. Then we just need to, I don't need to erase anything. We just need to for I in range objects this. But we need to start at Godot. How do I do a for loop? What is this? This isn't Godot. In range 10, 13. Okay, yeah, this is what I want. Start at remainder. Go to size. And then just copy this, put that there, but we don't add the bonus XP, and we did it. We're done. All XP doled out. Let's see if it works. The only way we can see it is if we monitor it here, because just haven't implemented any UI for it. Okay, real quick, let's see if we can find. Oh, I didn't add a synchronizer, so we won't see this on the client, but we will see this on the server. This is probably the client, so this is the server. And if we look at the player, we see that the XP is, their level is null and their experience is 1. Huh. I mean, that's not right, but let's, it's 2 now. We're dividing by too much. Too much division is happening. What is going on in the object handler? Where is the object handler? There it is. This is an array of size 1. Okay. Let me go ahead and print a mob died. Time to dole out XP. Carving up XP. Oh, I should. Adding more things to this array. Base XP and remainder. Okay, let's see what that print is going to get us. Carving up 5 XP into 1 ways for base XP of 0 and a remainder of 1. I'm sorry. What? Did I do the math wrong? Why is my base XP 0? Oh, I have this upside down, that's why. Oh my god, that's embarrassing. Nobody saw that. That never happened. A mob died. Yeah, we're covering up. I should have 5 XP now. Let's just get a few more kills. Why is this not updating anymore? I should figure that out real quick. That's important. Let's take a look at our current experience. 15. All right, we're good. Let's figure out the health component real quick. We're just not, the signal is not being sent. Ah, this is connected wrong. Can we go to the health component, actually? And this just needs to be disconnected and reconnected. Or can I change it to on value change? and it'll still work. Yeah, okay, that was just the problem. Okay, so whenever we get a kill, we get experience. Good enough. We can stop there. We're gonna add basic data to items, mob, mechanisms, and mobs on the tile map layer. We're gonna do only that next time. It's probably just gonna be me reading docs and not actually doing work, because I don't entirely know the best way to do this, and it's possible that there's a better way to do it than what I envision, but that's okay. And then dockable UI wings and a basic menu. Oh, okay. We're making progress. Now, I promised myself if we get to the end of stage 1, I am going to spend some time and play Dungeon Master on stream. I just want to do it. I just want to do that. And then I do want to play Chaos Strikes Back as well. I've never beaten it before. Maybe I won't be able to beat it on stream, but I want to try. That's going to take quite a while. So I want to get this in a state where I can stop playing for a little bit, and it's fine. But anyway, that's what I want. This is where I stop. Thumbs up to me. Thanks, folks, for watching. Hope you have been doing well in your game design. You've been having a lot of fun in your games. Keep playing games out there, y'all. Hope things are going well for you. Until next time, I'm out.